Hey guys, we are going to graph some logs today. If you are used to graphing things like parabolas, square roots, things like that, this will probably feel familiar. We are going to have a parent graph that we adjust based on different things happening here. This may feel familiar. So if there's a number out front, it changes the way the graph looks. If there's a number here, we're going to shift it right or left, opposite of the sign. If there's something being added or subtracted on the back, that will shift my graph up or down. If you're feeling overwhelmed, hang out still. We're going to do it step by step. The way that this one does differ a little bit than things like parabolas is the B. Different logs have different bases, which will change what my parent graph looks like. So what we're going to do is first figure out what our parent graph is and then adjust it based on these other things. Our parent graph is going to be y equals a times log base b of x. Again, don't leave me if you're feeling confused. We'll go slow. Now, in this particular graph, a is technically 1. We don't have to worry about it. So we are going to, if I can pick up the papers, there we go. Okay, we are going to use the parent graph of y equals log base 4 of x. Now, looking here, one of my transformations is this plus 4. What that tells me is my graph is going to move up 4. So I'm going to graph this parent graph and then shift it up 4. That will give me this graph. Okay, if you're needing a review on how to go from logarithmic to exponential form, I will link it over here. Why am I telling you that? Well, it's a little easier for at least my brain and a lot of people's brains to put a log into exponential form when we graph it. So if I put this into exponential form, it's going to be 4 to the power of y equals x. Now, these two are the same thing. If you pulled out your graphing calculator, plugged this into one line, this into the other line, it's the same graph. Okay, so I'm not changing the graph. I'm just making it a little easier for me to plug in numbers. So now we're going to make our table and pick a few numbers to plug in. Now, we typically plug in numbers for x and get y. Sometimes, like in this case, it's a little easier to pick numbers for y and get an x. Still totally allowed. We're just used to doing it the other way. So a lot of times what I like to plug in is -1, 0, 1, and 2. You don't have to plug in 4. You can just plug in 3, but it'll just help us understand what our graph looks like. So if I plug in -1 for y, I'm going to get 4 to the -1st power. Now, when I have negative exponents, I drop them down to the denominator. So this will be 1 over 4. If that seems crazy, you don't believe me, I'll link a video in the corner that explains why that is. So when I plugged in -1 for y, I got 1/4 for x. All right, if I plug in 0 for y, I'm going to get 4 to the 0 power, which anything to the 0 power is just 1. Again, I'll link a video if you'd like. When I plug in 1 for y, 4 to the 1st power is 4. When I plug in 2 for y, 4 squared is 16. All right, now I've got 4 solid points that I can graph on here. I'm going to graph it in pencil because remember, this is my parent graph. It's not my actual graph. So I'm going to graph the parent graph in pencil. Did I say graph a lot of times? You're welcome. All right, so my first point is 1/4 -1. Remember, these graphs do not have to be perfect. So just kind of guess about where 1/4 is and go down 1. There's 1 point. Then I've got 1, 0, which is right here. 4, 1. And 16, 2, which is off my graph. It's going to be like ish there, right? So that is my parent graph. Okay, pretend like I'm drawing that very beautifully. Okay, oh my gosh, pretend that's perfect. Okay, so that is my parent graph. You'll notice that it's going to get closer and closer to the y-axis, but it's never going to touch it. That's my asymptote for my parent graph. The asymptote for my parent graph is x equals 0, right there. Now I just need to apply my shifts for this. So I'm just going to move this graph up 4. I'm going to use marker this time because this is like my official graph, you know. So we have this point, we're going to move up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just going to each point and shifting it up 4. Now that one was unofficial. We just know it's over here-ish, right? So then my graph is going to look something like that. And down. Remember, it's going to get closer and closer to the y-axis, but never actually touch it. Okay, that is what my graph looks like. If you want to, you can always erase the pencil if that feels distracting for you. That is my graph. A couple things you might notice. If you have been graphing exponential equations, you may notice that this is the inverse. Exponential equations go like this. A bit steeper though. So if this were 4 to the x equals y, it's the inverse. So it would be this way. Now, a lot of times when we do graph, we like to state what the domain and range are. So remember, domain is my x values. So I've got all these x values over here, but remember this gets closer and closer to 0, but never actually touches it. So my domain is x is greater than 0. Any number bigger than 0 for x will work for this graph. For my range, well, this graph is going to go up forever and down forever. So my range, my y value, all real numbers. And then sometimes you may also want to identify your asymptote. Our asymptote on this, it didn't change from our parent graph because we didn't shift left or right. We just shifted up. So my asymptote is still x equals 0. All right, there's my graph. I hope this was helpful. If you are in need of some more videos, I've got some more graphing videos where we have negatives. We have lots of different things going on. We've got fractions out front. We've got things being subtracted from x. If you need any of those, I will link a playlist for you in the corner. Thanks.